Did you know that Jeff Keighley has a brief cameo role in The Matrix Resurrections as a Games Awards presenter? You're listening to the Xbox Hub Podcast, the official podcast of the TheXboxHub.com. For the latest Xbox news, reviews, videos, and opinions, make sure you visit the TheXboxHub.com. But for now, settle down, get comfy, and open your ears for some podcast delights. Hello, welcome to the Xbox Hub Official Podcast, episode 202. My name's Gareth. I'm going to be your host, and my virtual left is Mr. James Burks. How you doing, James?
Hello. I'm on the wrong end of a sugar high. Let's get this done quickly.
Good. Like that. On my virtual right is Mr. Paul Renshaw. How you doing, Paul?
I'm doing all right, Gareth, but for the duration of this podcast and as a homage to what we saw last night, I would like you to call me Curious Paul.
Good, there you go, Curious Paul. And on my virtual opposite is Mr. Darren Edwards. How you doing, Darren?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you. How are you, Gareth?
I'm very good, thank you. Right, ladies and gentlemen, listeners out there, if you are out there, if there is anyone listening,
Hi, Chris.
We are going to do...
I'm still waiting for a sign.
Yeah. It's like we're all stranded on a planet. We're just trying to put this out. Okay.
We're on Matt Damon.
We are. We're all Matt Damon. These two, we're going to not do normal podcasts. We're not going to listen to what we've been doing and games and stuff, but we're going to do the showcases. So we're going to do this in two parts in the next 3 or 4 days. So this one's going to cover Southern Games Festival. Excuse me. And the next one will be Xbox and Ubisoft, and we're just going to cover both those festivals. We're going to cover everything, and I promise we won't run away and do an interview on ITV. So let's carry on.
You have to get that in there, didn't you?
You beat me to it.
I've
got to, can I just say,
yes.
in all seriousness, I think that Rishi would have a much better chance if he could just stop shooting himself in the foot.
It's like Mr. Bean,
really, honestly. Yeah. I think Mr. Bean would just say, this isn't realistic enough. We're going to just have to leave this out.
Sack your advisors. Sack your advisors.
Honestly.
They're terrible. Right. Let's go back onto... So we did Summer Games Fest. Before we start, shall we just say what we thought generally about, without mentioning any things? What do we think about that festival? Is it a good one? Paul, what do you think? Was it a good one?
What do I think? It was all right. There wasn't a massive amount of Xbox stuff, I thought. There was quite a lot of PC and PlayStation only games, which was obviously disappointing. And I don't know if we're going to move on to the co-host, but I've got a whole speech written about her.
We're not going to do that.
Coming.
No? Oh. Honestly, I thought she did a cracking job.
Good. That's all we need to hear. Good.
No further questions.
Yeah.
No further questions, Your Honour.
Good. James, what about you? What do you think overall?
I'm sick to the back teeth of it. I think it should just end. I think until they get everyone on board, like PlayStation, Ubisoft, Xbox, do it all in one show, get the big stuff out there. If we didn't do that, it's pointless. Because it was really, really boring, I thought.
Okay, yeah. Darren?
How long have you got? I think I'm more on James's side. I think it was downplayed beforehand in terms of expectations, but it still lacked impact. It was always going to lack impact because of the year we're in terms of games versus last year. So I do think, like James, if it's trying to be the new E3, I think it should have done a Glastonbury and had a rest year and just had the smaller conferences as part of the Summer Games Fest window or whatever we're calling it these days, because as a main kickoff show, I think everyone was just holding it for themselves and their own shows.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem. I think there are games coming out. I mean, the big thing is like this third-party games. It feels there was kind of a missing, and we know. I was at the end of it trying to sort of piece together what we think of the sort of like autumn showcase, and thinking, oh god, what's there? What is there? And then you're thinking, oh, actually, we're going to hear a lot more about that from Xbox and from Ubisoft, but also we're going to hear about, like, I forgot about Dragon Age. they're announcing, aren't they? They've got their own thing on the 11th, so they might have a release date as well. So I think they're all, like you said, people might be just doing their own thing, and it doesn't. I think you're all right.
And doing it better.
Yeah.
I mean, how much was it? What was the showcase the other night? Guerrilla Collective. It was just trailer after trailer, and it was loads of random games, something for everyone, but it was non-stop, and that's what you want. You want hard-hitting games, none of this pointless chit-chat,
Yeah.
No more Jeff.
Well, how is Jeff going to get his ego stroked then in that case?
Well, that's it. I think if we could any more smug, I think it's impossible.
I mean, don't get me started on him.
All right.
I mean, Hideo Kojima didn't turn up this year, which I was quite surprised at.
No.
I thought that all the way through. I was thinking, where is he? Is he just behind the stage? Is he just peeping out? He's going to be there, and he didn't show up. I was shocked.
We'll go through the games now. We'll go through the games. We'll go through the big list of games. That's what we're going to do on this podcast. Not all of them, but we're going to just cover very briefly over some things and maybe just talk a bit more about things that excite us, if they do. I mean, the good thing about this, in a sense, most of these games were coming out this year. So there wasn't that much stuff for 2025 or even 2026. So that was a bit of a difference. He kicked off with a kind of like almost a little kind of good little thing. He dealt with a sort of layoffs, so there was a kind of comment about that, and there was a sort of shout out for the indie game saying how they want to promote them and move that forward, which is quite a nice little shout out at the beginning. No one's impressed by that.
Is it though? I mean, can you imagine sat at home thinking, what am I going to do now? I've been laid off. Oh, it's all right. Jeff mentioned it. Oh, everything's a lot brighter now. Brilliant. Yeah.
Just Jeff remind everyone that we need him.
Yeah, and Jeff hasn't been laid off. I think that's what he was saying.
Okay.
The guy's a knob, honestly. Sorry.
Wow.
I thought it was a good judgment call, because if he didn't do it, then people would have been calling him out. So I think it's the best he could have done, really, realistically.
Yeah. Okay, good. The first game that was announced, the opening game, which was a Lego game, which was Horizon Adventures, which is coming out on the PS5, Switch, and the PC in holiday 2024. This is a strange opening game, this one. God, what do we think about this? Who was
it? A strange crossover.
Yeah.
It's a very weird mixture, because I think most of the Lego games work because they cross over with massive franchises that aren't games, and you can explore like all the worlds and characters like never before. But this is Horizon. Everyone's been there and done that. I mean, do you want to play as one character for the whole game?
Well, it looks like it's a co-op. You had a couple of characters, but I know.
Yeah, you know what I mean, don't
yeah,
you?
I do.
The roster is usually the big part of Lego games. And this is probably the only Lego game I'm not even interested in. I don't know who they are. Who are these characters?
Even I know who Aloy is.
Yeah.
I wasn't massively surprised about it, to be honest, because there are Lego sets from Horizon. You can get some of the monsters, for instance, and they were quite cool. But I thought it looked all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm no longer a PlayStation owner because it got to April and I hadn't turned it on this year, so I thought it's just gathering dust, so I've sold it. So if I am going to play it, it'll have to be on the boys' Switch, I think. So, but yeah, I thought it looked quite interesting, especially the co-op bit. That looked like good fun.
Yeah. Okay, Darren, you keen on this one?
It does look quite fun, and Lego games always have that sense of humour, but it is a very niche entry, and I noticed it's not TT Games who did a lot of the big ones, like the Skywalker Saga and stuff. It's Guerrilla Games who are doing it, so it's interesting as well that it's on Switch. I don't know whether it's PlayStation experimenting a little bit with releasing things on different formats in terms of getting different areas of the market. I'm not sure, but it's not like a big opener, but I'm sure people who like Horizon will have fun with it.
There you go. That was Lego. Yeah, it's a strange opener, but yeah, I think it's kind of a mid. It's a game you normally see in the middle of a conference rather than opening. No more Room in Hell 2. Does anyone play No More Room in Hell, the first one?
No.
No. It's alright. I mean, it's an 8-person co-op. I don't know how popular these games are anymore. People seem to like them. I thought it looked good. Yeah, I mean, it's coming into early access 2024. Obviously, it must be popular from the first one, but, you know, I like the idea of permadeath. Always just good fun in those games. But, yeah. But it's generic, isn't it?
It's just another zombie game.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything in there that made me go, ooh. So, yeah, you've got 8 people, meet up and kill some zombies. I mean, there must be dozens of games out there that do a similar kind of thing. So,
okay. Shout if you want to chat more about that. I'm going to move on. Harry Potter Quidditch Champions.
God.
September 3rd. It's pretty soon. It's coming to all consoles. It's on PlayStation for free for their little weird Game Pass thing they've got. Anyone really excited about this?
God,
no. Or I thought it was a remake of Sorry, James. I thought it was a remake of Quidditch World Cup that was out for, was it PS2 at that era?
Yeah.
Because it looked like it was from a generation or two ago. It didn't look great at all.
No.
Like visually, I thought it was really ropey. If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
the whole premise is ropey. To be fair,
it's got to be quite cheap, isn't it? It can't be full price. This game.
£1.50, I'll predict. It might sell a few copies at that.
It can't be
It could have been a
expensive.
good expansion to Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh yeah, no.
It could have been. It could have tied it in with that.
Yeah, it was really annoying in
Acceptable to buy it.
Hogwarts Legacy when it's close to Quidditch, but because someone got injured when you play it. Yeah, no, I agree. It could have been.
Really?
Yeah, that's why you can't play Quidditch.
Ah.
Yeah, September 3rd. It's the one that's coming soon. I'm sure it's going to sell, do well.
Someone will buy it.
Yeah.
There's only one person.
It won't be me.
No. We'll probably talk about the next one a bit more after the next podcast with Ubisoft because we'll probably see more of it.
Yeah.
But we saw a little bit of Star Wars Outlaws, a little bit more of the gameplay trailer. I'm really excited about this game. I was always excited about this one more than any of you lot when it was released. It's coming out in August, and we saw a little bit more of that kind of open world again. You know, more glimpse of it. God, it does look quite. There's quite a lot going on, which excites me. But yeah, we'll learn a bit more about that when we talk about that next week. Neva. This is my game. I really like this. Do you remember this one?
I did, yeah.
Was
visually.
it the dull one?
No, it's the little guy and the wolf.
Yeah, the dull one.
The dull one, yes, that's the one. Yes, yeah.
The one that just was like the entire trailer was some person walking around with a wolf that then at the end turned into a big deer thing.
No, that was you're mixing up with Deer and Boy.
Was that the other one?
Yeah,
Deer and Boy.
Yeah.
Really
honestly. Are you sure? No, the wolf had horns.
Well, the wolf turned into
into the boy and going, why on earth has that wolf got horns?
No, that was a deer one, I'm sure. Well, you're probably right.
No.
It turned into a big wolf at the end. But it looked great.
It was all the same game.
It looked garbage.
It didn't look garbage.
It looked awful. I did visually.
Yeah.
Well, it looked all right. Visually, it looked nice, but the gameplay looked exceedingly.
It's like Planet of Lana, and inside it has that kind of feel of that thing.
Well,
yeah,
that's what I just said, isn't it?
Yeah, but you're always wrong with your tasting game.
Never wrong, I think you mean, Gareth.
I feel like I'm at the election debate last night again. Shall I be Michelle Hussein and just kind of...
No, you are.
Oh dear.
Good.
£2,000.
2024, that's coming out, so I'm really looking forward to that. The next one, which was just a brief mention, I'm sure, so those want to chat, Civilization 7. It's coming in 2025. Who was that guy who was talking about
That
it?
was Sid Meier.
Was that
Sid Meier?
I thought he was dead.
That was the man.
Oh God! I thought he was
The man
dead.
himself.
Right.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm still making Civilization 7. It's coming.
I'm still alive. Yeah.
I haven't played one of these games since 2001 or something. So, anyone else want to chat about this?
I didn't know Sid Meier was real. I thought it was made up like Tom Clancy.
He might be an actor, I don't know. But
Ryan said the same thing to me. He said, I thought that was the company. I said, no, it's the developer. It's an actual person.
Wow.
I've not played a Civ game since Civ 4, but I think this will be really popular.
I don't think I've played one, so...
Yeah, very good.
They are very good at what, they're really good at what they do.
Time sink.
Yeah. Well, that's coming next. One of the ones that's coming next year. Let's just chat briefly about Black Myth, which I forgot about. It's coming out August the 20th. We saw a little trailer for it, like a new trailer, like a little teaser, really, wasn't it? Like 20 seconds or so with the main character, and then getting out his weapon from his ear, which I really loved. And then, but correct me if I'm wrong on this. I'm not 100% sure. Wasn't the sort of like the special edition pre-orders you can get on PlayStation 5 and PC, but not on Xbox? And
yeah, there was no mention of Xbox. I didn't think in the whole trailer.
I think afterwards, is this the one where it's not going to be ready for launch on Xbox, but they are bringing it to Xbox?
Is it because of the Series S problem again? Is that is that the rumor?
I'm not sure why. I just saw that it is coming, but it's not going to be ready for launch, so that's why it was omitted from the trailer.
Okay, but they did say they're going to tell more about it late soon, aren't they? So,
yeah.
Okay, it looks great, that game. Well, I mean, it does look absolutely brilliant. So, but it would be a shame if it wouldn't be a shame if it's pushed back. There's quite a lot coming out.
It comes eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
We can wait.
We've
got plenty of games, haven't we?
We've got loads of games to play. I'm not going to miss that one. Just a brief mention about the Warhammer game. Oh, you don't want to know. You catch me up if I miss something you like. Warhammer game.
We are.
No, Warhammer game. I've forgotten about this. This is coming September the 9th. And that looks. You like the look of this, don't you, Paul? I like the look of this. That's great.
I do. I do like a Warhammer game, and it does look very good. I'm not so sure about the whole PvP thing. They seem to be shoehorning in there, but it looks quite good. So I will withhold judgment until I stick my name down for review.
I think we're going to see a bit more about this maybe on the Xbox conference. I've got a feeling.
I hope so.
Wasn't it coming to Game Pass? There was a rumour of that. Oh, maybe it isn't.
I don't know. They have released some on Game Pass, but I don't know if they released new ones.
We saw about 10 seconds of this, didn't we? In the
one.
So I reckon they're going to say something.
Too much.
Yeah.
Hey, easy now.
But it did look.
At least there wasn't a stupid wolf in it.
What we did like the look of was the enemies, how many they had on the screen. I remember that from before. Let's talk about. I think this is pretty exciting. I'm not a big Persona fan, but Metaphor.
Oh yes,
Paul, talk about Metaphor. We got a date.
Oh, Metaphor. It's basically another game from the Persona developers, and you can see the DNA in what we saw. Instead of personas this time, you become different things that I can't remember what they called them. Archetypes. That's it. And you get different ones, and then they can evolve into other ones. And I thought it looked fantastic. I mean, it's exceedingly similar to Persona, where instead of you summoning this persona to help you, you become the thing. You become this archetype. But yeah, I thought that the graphics looked fantastic. And yeah, I'm very excited about this one.
Darren, James, are you excited about this?
I'm
not up to speed with all the Persona hype, so I'm sure it'll be good, but it's not really one that kind of caught my eye. Just going back to Black Myth as well, it is apparently Series X that's causing a delay.
Series S.
Yeah. Sorry, Series S.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Parity strikes again.
Look at you with your finger on the pulse. I'm impressed.
Hey, listen, one of us has to be Paul.
Absolutely. It's normally James. He's let me down.
James, what do you think?
I think that Paul, the archetypes sound really cool. I think they said there was 40 different ones. And you could be like a mage or a knight, a merchant, all sorts.
There's dragoons and samurais and all sorts.
Exactly. and that sounds really, really cool. And the cutscenes were beautiful. It's like an anime. Watching those scenes.
I like.
Yeah, I'm really interested in that.
Yeah, I like the sort of, because I think with Persona I do feel a bit like, I did try one of them and I was like, I feel like I'm launched into like, the middle of Star Wars without ever seeing the middle of Star Wars. So I think it'd be good to start from scratch with something like this. It does look good.
Yeah, it's completely different.
Yeah. Good. That's coming October the 11th. Yeah. So that's another big one there. It's a busy time. I'm not going to cover that VR one, but I've got.
I'm disappointed to VR.
Did you hear the audience gasp when they saw that it was a VR game?
Oh, no.
Yeah. It didn't go down well, did it?
No, it didn't.
I've got Terry here. Thank God for Terry. Terry's coming to Street Fighter. Who the hell's Terry, kid?
Oh, this is
Fatal Fury.
Fatal Fury. So it's like Streets of Rage, isn't it, Paul? Like an old side
No,
scroller.
Fatal Fury is like the old school Street Fighters. It's a one-on-one fighting game.
There
was King of the Fighters, Fatal Fury, Samurai Showdown, all the other ones. They were all like one-on-one beat-em-ups. So that's why it's easier to transplant them into Street Fighter.
Got you, because I thought it was a new Fatal Fury game. And then, like so many trailers, led us up one path, and then it turned out to be something else. So,
What is this then? Is this Street Fighter or is it something else?
It's Street
Fighter.
Oh, okay. Right.
It's new too.
But then, just to confuse matters, there was a bit later on as well. So,
right.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't know if you're going to go through that later. I'm sure you will, because you've done your preparation.
I think we've done it now.
Yeah, they started.
Yeah.
They absolutely ruined Bison.
Oh, they have, absolutely.
Absolutely ridiculous what they've done.
Without the uniform, he's nothing, is he?
Yeah, how dare they?
It's like what they did to Wesker. Unbelievable.
Oh, don't start on that.
Outrageous.
Great. Don't know what you're talking about, but I like it. Good.
Gareth confused already.
Good.
I could see that John Travolta meme just going, what? Huh?
Tears of Metal, which was the roguelike co-op game in Scotland. I really like the look of that. It looked really good. Do you remember this one? It did look good.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it looked good.
I didn't.
It did. It looked fun. Dragon Ball, James, what's going on with this bloody game? Is it?
I'm glad you asked, James. I really am.
I thought it was a sugar-free drink. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero.
Is this exciting?
It's always exciting, but it's just an arena fighting game, really. With all the characters that we've seen before. I don't know what more they can do now. I've completely rehashing the Dragon Ball universe. It's just a real fighting game. It's a 3D one. It'll be fun, but I don't think it'll win any awards.
What was that game that you dragged us all into to play?
Oh, God. Dragon Ball The Breakers.
That was the absolute worst.
That was the worst game I've ever played. And that includes the crap that Darren's made me play.
And I hated that.
Oh. Well, Dragon Ball's Sparkling Zero is coming October the 11th as well.
Closely followed by Dragon's Old Max.
Sorry, Daryl. What did you say?
And caffeine free. No, and James is right, because this looks. I reviewed Dragon Ball Kakarot, which came out last year before, and there's the Budokai Tenkaichi series that have been around for a while. And I agree with James. It looks good, and I'll probably enjoy it. But it's exactly the same as all the other games that have come before it in terms of that 3D arena fighter where you smash through locations from the anime and stuff. Yeah, it's been around since GameCube days and PlayStation 2 days. So I absolutely agree with James. I hope they prove us wrong, but I don't see anything new and exciting in that trailer.
I think all we'll get is new characters from probably Dragon Ball Super.
Oh, of course, yeah.
That's it. Otherwise, same classics.
Good. 70 quid. 70 quid later.
I still like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to get it. Yeah.
The next week, got some film producers coming from Blumhouse, horror games, like films they've done, like Five Nights at Freddy, Get Out, and they're going into games. They did a little trailer of loads of. I've just started to write them down. I've just gone loads of games.
Okay, I feel like I'm falling to sleep. I blinked, it had gone. The next game was on. This isn't right.
I couldn't work it out. It's just so many images. Anyone excited about these?
Too many.
Some of them look quite good, actually, I thought. Yeah. Go on, Darren.
I was just going to say, I do like the Blumhouse films, and I would like to know more substance, because they've announced so many games. It reminds me a bit of Man of Medan at first. Like, are they going to be episodic? Are they going to be smaller? Because they're working on so many at the same time. I can't see them all being massive games, but that might not necessarily be a bad thing. But I think in terms of horror films, they kind of normally stand out from the crowd and do quite well. Like, I thought Megan was a really good take on the whole AI thing. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with this.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. I would have liked to have seen a bit more of it rather than glimpses for 2 seconds and then something else.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, Power Rangers game. Who's excited about this? I can't remember. One of you is.
Go Power Rangers. I think it was Dobbo that was excited, to be fair, and he's not here to defend himself. So yeah, definitely Richard. He likes the Pink Ranger, I've heard.
James is excited about this. James, are you excited about this?
I am. So I played the Turtles brawler recently, and that was so much fun. And this looks very similar. As in the fighting, I think he's got a few vehicle, base levels. You can get in Dragon Zord. Is it a Dragon Zord or a Dino Zord? I think you can do them all in this one. So yeah, I'm really excited because it's my childhood. Back from the past.
It's like a whole different language. I can sort of understand the words, but I don't know what you're talking about, James.
I do.
You don't know
I
Megazord?
listened to it when I was young.
I never watched Power Rangers.
Paul's in his mid-30s when it came out.
But what? Yeah, you have to remember I'm significantly older than you two. Thankfully, I'm still younger than Gareth. You know, Gareth was in his 60s when it came out. So
We get to verify that.
Yeah, let's get fact checkers in.
It doesn't really good fun.
It did make me sad when they got
it did. I thought it looked good.
It got the biggest round of applause. I was like, oh god.
Yeah. Right. That was all the nostalgia though.
Yeah,
As soon as they played the Go Power Rangers tune,
Exactly.
everybody went mental.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
So we
And
need.
it's triggering our minds. We're like, oh my god, we love it. What is it?
We don't know when that's coming, do we? It's coming soon. I don't think I've got a date on that one.
Yeah, no.
No.
We're about halfway through. This is good. Shut up, Paul. The Boy and the Deer game, Deer and Boy.
Oh,
I love it. It's
Christ.
brilliant again. That's it.
It looks
done.
beautiful, Paul.
It looks beautiful. French developer, great, perfect for me.
Dull,
Yeah,
boring.
yeah. We don't know when that's coming up. It's coming soon.
Probably some abstract version of Baby Reindeer. I think this is a bit weird.
Did you see that they've the woman that was based on is suing Netflix as well?
Yeah.
Because apparently she's been getting hassled online. They figured out who she was.
So
she wants $130 million off Netflix.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all. Anyway.
Here we go. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which we knew about. We saw another trailer for this. It looked mad. They've really gone for the sort of like total madness. It was almost like a GTA trailer. And there's people shagging on desks and fights and sort of swearing. It was like, what's going on here?
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember this. Not from the first game. It seems to be 2 protagonists now, maybe. I really had a good time with the first game. It was really good. They've obviously got more money now as well. I think they delivered a really kind of interesting open world game before. And this, I'm really excited about this coming 2024. It's a big old game. Yeah, it'd be good. Get into fights in taverns again. That was fun. Best punch up mechanics I've ever known.
Get your boots to the balls.
But that's every day for you, though, isn't it? In real life,
it is. It really is. So that's coming 2024. And the next game I've put, is this good? What do you think I'm talking about?
Is it that Japanese game?
It's not that climbing one, is it?
No, it's Slitterhead.
Oh yeah, very interesting.
Because I really like the idea. We saw a bit of the trailer of the sort of like the idea of the teleporting into different people, and then you can swap into different people, and then right at the end you swap into a dog. I thought, oh yeah, this is a kind of interesting mechanic. But then they sort of showed how it looks, and also the sort of like fights. The fight seemed very, very slow, very didn't look
You
great.
know what it reminded me of, Gareth?
What?
Like fighting off zombies in like the original Resident Evil games. Like as you said, it's quite slow, it's quite clunky. It looks like it could be quite difficult to defend yourself. Maybe that's the point. But I picked that up as well.
Richard was a big fan of this one. He's looking for it.
The guy that's directing it is the guy that did Silent Hill.
Right.
That's probably why it's very old school in the mechanics, as in the camera and that.
True.
Transporting between bodies was quite cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And we didn't know much of it. We saw the fights and the teleport, really. So yeah, I mean, it's always it's a good pedigree, and it'd be interesting to see. And that's coming November the 8th, which is that's kind of a big game, because isn't on the PlayStation a Silent Hill 2 remake that's coming up, I think, around November as well, isn't it? November the 11th maybe, which is interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure, but like you said, it could just be the way that game is. It has a thing. Yeah. I just don't think the trailer was very good. I just don't think it showed it off very well.
No, it didn't.
I tell you what did look really good fun. The Killer Bean game.
Game of the year.
Yes, yeah, that did.
It looked really good. And especially, did they say it was made by one developer?
Yeah, one guy.
Wow. I mean, it looked like lots of open world, lots of different things going on, shooting mechanics, boss fights.
Very ambitious.
Yeah, looked great.
I don't know if I didn't pull it off, but it did.
A bit of Max Payne, yeah.
Didn't you shoot a bullet into another bullet at one point as well?
Yes. Yeah, it's around the corner. Yeah.
But if you can do that in the game, that's a winner.
Yeah. No, it looks great. It's coming to early access, which is kind of a strange one. For a game like that in summer 2024, so hopefully we'll get to see a bit more. But it's, I don't know.
I think it's like a sandbox world, and you go through it all, and then when you die, everything's different again. You keep playing it, and the characters change, the story changes, and it's just really different each time. Apparently.
Right. Wow.
We'll see, won't we?
Yeah. Yeah, it does look good. Let's talk about Kane, which is the climber game. I thought you said Care first of all. And then it's Kane. So we had a little presentation by the two makers who talked. The woman talked about her father going on this mountaineering trip, and half the people didn't come back. So they've kind of created this kind of like mountaineering game, but it did look stunning with the different environments. I'm playing quite a few climbing games at the moment. I'm doing one for a review. And what was the one that came out last year? Just Sant. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it looked great. It looked interesting. Anyone else excited about this?
No.
Exciting is a bit of a strong word.
It is, yeah.
It was interesting. Because I wonder if it was like Human Fall Flat and Octodad. You know, when you've got the different limbs and different buttons and...
Yeah, I thought that when I was watching it, because the movement looked weird.
I don't think that's the tone they're going for. Octodad.
Well, they're obviously going for the weird one. Yeah. Physics-based falling off a mountain. What could go wrong?
Have you played Just Sant, you lot?
No.
Okay. Right.
No, I've not.
No, we all get. I think that climbing mechanic works really well, and it did feel a bit similar when you're kind of controlling two hands, and yeah. I just like the look of it.
How you control two hands? How do you do that on the controller?
You're doing one
Is it with
stick
the
and
sticks?
yeah,
Is it
the
with it?
sticks. Yeah,
Ah.
yeah.
What
And
about
then
the
you
feet?
I can't remember the feet. I think the feet take
Yeah,
care of
you have to have
themselves.
another controller and put it on the floor, and then you
That makes
move
sense.
the sticks with your feet.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, okay. It did look good. I love the kind of like little tents they have in the distance. It visually looked great. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. I'll be doing this. None of you lot will. Philistines.
No, you're on your own there, mate.
I'm going to take it and give it 1 out of 5.
I love the
And
next
that's
game
generous.
trailer because I was like, is it Wonder Stop?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I just loved the kind of like the brass balls of just doing a trailer when you go, okay, this is just like a shop management game. And then it's sort of hinting at something else right at the end of the trailer. With that kind of like the person trying to control their emotions and that sort, and then it goes, and you just feel like, who's the makers of this? What have they done before? They've done
It's a Stanley Parable.
yeah. So we know we're going to be into something a little bit different, I think, with this.
I'm very excited about this because it comes from the I think Abbey Road, but it's part of the publisher under Annapurna, who always have very individual games. So I think this will be really good.
Yeah. We don't know much else apart from the shop management stuff. It feels like that's maybe the start of the game, but yeah, it does look really, I think, good pedigree there. Coming 2024, another good one there. Unknown 9 Awakening. Now we're getting to the point when I look at all these games and go, oh, I did the previews for this. I've been to events with these next few games. Unknown 9 Awakening, we talked about in the podcast. It's coming fall 2024. It was meant to be in the summer, but they've obviously put it back. Still haven't got a date though. It's a little bit worried, but yeah. I'll be interested to see more of that, how it plays. I've got Enotia here, but I haven't highlighted it. Enotia, September the 14th. Anyone want to say anything about that?
Nope.
I can't remember what that was. Sorry.
No, I did. It was one of those ones
Like
that came
drawing
really.
a blank.
I'm excited.
Was it the one with the guy who killed a guy and then took his face and then walked out?
Isn't that every game?
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
No,
this
I'm
sounds
not.
like your thing. Come on.
If that's the name of it, then I thought that looks good.
Yeah,
Where you beat the fella and you rip his face off and stick it to your own, and then all his
And then
soldiers
walk
think
out.
you're him.
yeah.
I'm not certain that was the game, but if it is, then yeah, I like the look of that. There was some good kind of fighting mechanics in there. It looked a bit soulsy.
Yeah.
So I quite like the look of that.
September the 14th.
Brilliant.
First Descendant had a really great trailer, and I was looking at this going, I know this, and I did the bloody preview for this. Or I did the beta for this. So, yeah, and I really had a good time with that. It's not my type of game, but I really had a good time. It was like a co-op sort of shooter, a bit Soulsy-like. But yeah, I had a great time with that. I think I did give it a good little preview for that. And the trailer was great. I thought the trailer did a really good job. Just looked interesting. The music was good. How it plays or what it's like is coming July the 2nd. So we'll find out very soon. Yeah,
Not long.
Characters are really good as well. Let's just talk about, how do you say this? The Sloth from the
That's
people.
easy for you to say.
2 people who did Among Us. They've did a little presentation. They've made with all the money they've earned. They've set up a little kind of basically almost a fund me thing for small indie developers, and they showed off some of those games for that, which is good.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, I thought.
Yeah, really good. I like that.
Although the big news was the Among Us TV show, which I thought looked great.
Oh, okay, good. There you go. You're happy with that?
So I am.
Good. But yeah, that was good. It was,
Not an ounce of
I wasn't saying.
I'm easily entertained. What can I say?
It's got a great cast. What a waste.
There we go.
How rude.
But yeah, some nice little indie games. It's a really good thing they've done there. Another Sonic game, Sonic X Shadow Generations, come October 25th. I've got no idea. They just seem to be one every week. What's this?
This is
It's a Sonic game.
It's a Sonic game. Yeah.
but it's got Shadow in it. I think it's because there was a spin-off game, Shadow the Hedgehog, and I might be getting confused, but I think it features levels from that game as well. He's a bit of a fan favourite, and he's getting a film in December, I think.
Yeah.
Or he's going to be in the third Sonic or something. So I'm a big fan of Sonic, like Dobbo, but I don't know. I don't know whether I need another Sonic game like this, so we'll see.
I was watching it going, yeah, it's Sonic. This is the same as on the Mega Drive back when I played it in the day. Yeah, it's not for me.
No, fine. I've skipped over a few things here. We don't know much about them.
Get away.
But Alan Wake 2 expansion, we knew this was coming. Who sighed then? Darren? Yeah.
I am excited for this.
Darren, this is like the Gareth and Darren segment of the podcast now, and we and James they're going, I don't know.
Why don't Darren tell us all about how exciting it is, and James can do the counterpoint? Go on.
So I must admit, I think this kind of saved it for me because I was losing faith in the showcase. So Sam Lake comes on dancing to Herald of Darkness from Alan Wake 2. So they finally announced that they're going to do a physical version because there's been lots and lots of chatter about why they've not done it and it's not made back the money they've spent on it and people want a physical version. So that's gone live for pre-order as you listen to this podcast, I believe. And then the deluxe edition that they're releasing will have the Night Springs DLC. So it's 3 episodes where you play as different characters from Alan Wake 2. And it's like a what-if scenario, which looks really, really, really fun. They've just kind of decided to completely go off-piste and do some crazy stuff. So there's been a bit of gameplay that's come out as well. And I just can't wait. So that's available now. But you have to purchase the deluxe edition to be able to get your hands on it.
It's about £12 on the store at the moment, which is not bad.
Yeah.
So,
no.
Are you going to be reviewed for us, Darren?
I do hope so. Yeah.
Okay.
I look forward to that.
Yeah, that's really exciting. That's out now. James, what's your explain your side? Yeah.
Is one of the characters the guy from Quantum Break?
Yes.
DLC?
Yeah. He's in Alan Wake 2 as well.
That was the only bit that got my attention, because I'm sick to death of Alan Wake. Give me Quantum Break 2.
Testify, brother.
You'll like it because there's a Remedy verse that they're working towards, so their games are starting to become more interlinked. So I think Jesse Faden from Control was on there as well.
I was gonna say, yeah.
So yeah, they are building something a bit bigger than just the individual games, so it's quite exciting.
But their best game, Quantum Break, still hasn't got a sequel, and that's all I care about.
Oh dear. Right,
Quantum Break.
Good Quantum Break. My only worry is this. It's not a worry at all because I think it'll be great. I don't think I'm ready to go back in yet. I think I might wait for a while. Might have a little bit of a gap for me. I've still got to do the Cyberpunk DLC. I thought about that yesterday. Need to get into that. Darren, the next game is something you've written about and had a little preview. It's New World. Atium, is that how you say it? How do you say it? Eternum, good.
So this is an MMORPG developed and published by Amazon Games. So Amazon Games have partnered with a lot of developers, such as on the new Tomb Raider, and there's a new Lord of the Rings game coming. But this is one they've actually developed themselves as well. And it released for PC back in 2001. And it's... this Eternum is basically a new all-singing, all-dancing version, but the big news is it's coming to consoles as well, and it will have cross-play. So anybody who's played it on PC and owns the base game and the Rise of the Angry Earth expansion, they'll be able to just jump straight in with the new version and not have to pay extra and stuff. But for people who are coming around to it first time, there's all sorts of new additions, such as like a big PvP 10-person zone, and there's trials at the end of the game and updates and tweaks. So it's one of those games that you'll kind of love it or you won't, because it's a huge open world, like very fantasy driven, but you don't necessarily play as classes. It's all about the gear and the weapons and stuff, and you spend a lot of time upgrading and developing your own character. So as you say, I was invited to a press briefing a couple of weeks ago where they kind of talked us through it, and it is a time sink. Like James has said, it's one of those games that's going to take up a lot of time, but I quite like the look of it. Like I'm tempted to jump in, because I've not really got my teeth into a game like this in a long time, and the trailer I thought was really good, so I'm kind of rooting for it.
There we go. Yeah, I know. I do fancy getting back into a big MMO again. It's just, something quite exciting about that. October the 15th, that's coming out on consoles. Missed that one. Path of the Goddess, just a quick mention about that's coming July the 19th on Xbox Game Pass, I think, isn't it?
Yep. Still looks good, though.
Yeah.
We only saw a very, very small snippet of the gameplay.
I think
it looked weird. It looked kind of tower defense-y almost. There seemed to be elements of that in it.
Yeah, I think you wait for it to come through them Tory gates. And then you kill them all. And then that's the end of that area, I think. Like, you go around different areas killing people.
Right.
It's weird, it's weird in a good way. Really, I like the look of it.
I think we'll see more of this on the Xbox conference as it's there. Yeah. Good Skate. There was a sketch for M Corp, and then Darren said, "What's a pre-alpha? What does that mean?" Pre-alpha.
What is that? Does anybody know? Because I'm being a bit glib there, but I've never seen that before.
It's before a pre-alpha, so
thank you.
You're welcome, man. Anything else you're
confused
confused about, let me know.
You've read my mind, James. Is pre-alpha just a sketch on a bit of notepaper? What is pre-alpha?
What do you think? Is this a good game?
Somebody going, I've got an idea.
Yeah.
I mean, they announced this like 10 years ago, and I can't remember when we first started doing the podcast. They announced this. They're still going with it. It will come out. It looks like they're going to be doing console beta testing very soon. So, if you're a Skate fan, you can have a go.
I bet you've got your name down for that.
Oh yeah, 100%. I love my skating. Power World, I'm not going to talk about Power World.
Power World's awesome. Skip over Power World.
Do you want to talk about Power World?
I like the look of it. I like the look of the new island and the new pals and the new. There's a new raid and there's a new faction and a boss to take down. So it's good that they're expanding the game because it is awesome.
Great, there you go. Good.
There you go.
Valorant console. I didn't even know what this was, and then I felt quite embarrassed when I saw millions of people at sort of like concerts celebrating it. What is it? It's Overwatch, isn't it?
Basically, yeah.
It's coming to a console, so people will be excited about that.
Yay! Woo!
Monster Hunter Wilds coming in 2025. Me and James had a terrible time with that other game. We said before in this console. We got stuck in that cafe. We said about that. We didn't get out. We were in the bar area for a long time.
Good. We brought some weed to help us. I still couldn't do it. Please show us the way.
We spent 8 hours there, didn't we? Probably. Me, you, and JB trying to get out of this place.
Again, art imitating life. Gareth spending 8 hours in a bar.
I think we tried to go. We tried to kill one thing, and that was it. We were like, no, it's not for us. Anyway, it looks fine. Anyone excited to want us to talk about this? It's not for me. This.
No, I've never really been much of a fan. I've played them, and I didn't get stuck in any cafes, but it's all a bit grindy. Keep battering the same monsters over and over again, hoping that you get that one bit that you need to make a new weapon or some new armor, and it's
Yeah, no,
it is. But I used to play it more for the Wii. I think it was Monster Hunter Try that came out, and they are good games. But you're right, you have to put the groundwork in, and they're massive in Japan. Huge franchise, unbelievably popular.
Yeah. And then we got the final game, which was Phantom Blade Zero. I've forgotten about already. But Paul, maybe it looked more like Paul. Was it Paul? Was it a Souls-like?
It was a bit Souls-like.
Yeah.
There was a lot more. There seemed in the fights to be a lot more emphasis on parrying and counter-attacking. But yeah, I thought it looked quite good. But unfortunately, it's PlayStation only again, isn't it?
Oh, is
So,
it?
well, PlayStation and PC. It's not coming to Xbox.
Right.
So
Okay, so there you go. Phantom Blade Zero. Anyone else want to talk about that? There was a kind of a moment at the end when he went. I think everyone was sort of waiting for like one of those. But we've got one more thing.
and just one more thing. Yeah.
And it was like he went.
No, that's really it.
Yeah, and then that was it. He sort of walked off, and it was like, okay, yeah.
Not even any more film trailers.
See you, Jeff.
Just to fill the time.
Yeah, what about the Porsche painted Xbox from a couple of years ago?
That was. I still can't believe I didn't get that. I entered the competitions and everything, and I got nothing. Nothing.
It was abrupt though, you're right, but he did say there wasn't going to be a one more thing, but it did feel very abrupt. It was like, okay, good night, and that was it.
Yeah, it was a bit odd.
The check's cleared, I'm off. Yeah.
And that's it. I don't think I've missed anything out you don't want to talk about, have I?
There was that other single developer game. What was it called? Where all those colourful characters were going around.
Cuffbust.
Cuffbust. That looked like great fun.
Yeah, it did look good.
Yeah,
considering again, it's a single developer.
Yeah.
Really
the
impressive.
Jalians. Yeah.
Yeah.
It did look quite funny, the bit where they took the bomb in the toilet and then fell down into the sewers. I was like, this does look quite amusing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Shut down their own helicopter.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it was okay, wasn't it? Like you said, I think going back over it again now, it was okay. It wasn't anything amazing with it. There's not an amazing game in there, is there? That you'll go, oh, wow, I can't wait.
No, there was nothing like that.
I mean, for me, it's Alan Wake 2, but it is DLC, so it probably doesn't count.
Yeah, I'm sort of. I mean,
it's from a Game Fest. It sounds more extravagant than it is. It's just like a Summer Games soiree or something.
The Summer Games meeting. It's not a fest.
Meeting.
Yeah.
Business updating thing. Like Xbox had a few months ago.
Are we excited about the Xbox and the Ubisoft one, which is our next one? No, James, why not?
No.
No.
Every time I get excited, it's always terrible. I'm expecting nothing. I hope we'll get everything.
And then you'll be pleasantly surprised. I like your attitude.
Good.
I think I'm cautiously looking forward to it. I mean, mainly because Jeff and Curious Joy won't be there. But I think it should be quite good. There should be some good stuff there. I tell you, I could talk about this Curious Joy woman.
You're not going to do it. You can do your own podcast for that.
Honestly, I was sat there going,
we're not being mean about anyone. We're not mean about anyone on here. So that's it. Well done, Curious Joy, for doing the thing.
Well done, Curious Joy. You were far better than Jeff, but that's not an awfully high bar.
Darren, are you looking forward to what we talked about last week? What we think might happen, but I think we know. You excited about these ones?
I am cautiously optimistic for Paul for the Xbox One. I think they have a real opportunity to. I don't like saying it, win the showcase season, but have a lasting impression on people's minds when they think back to this. I don't even know what we're calling it now. I feel like Jeff on the grave of E3 has claimed this is Summer Games Fest week, or wrapped all these conferences around Summer Games Fest. So I don't really know what it's called, but
it's the game Messiah.
Apparently so. So I am cautiously optimistic. Ubisoft, not so much. But if they please me and pull Splinter out the bag, or Beyond Good and Evil 2 or Prince of Persia, I'll be very happy. But I feel like it's just going to be Star Wars and Assassin's Creed, and that's it.
With Ubisoft, I think I'll be happy. It was a new Just Dance. It's all Korean songs. I'll take that.
I have a feeling you might be happy with the showcase.
I love the way Ubisoft just go, let's just do the same conference. We do it exactly the same every year. But people don't like it. It doesn't matter. keep doing the same
Yeah.
conference.
Angela Rossi up to.
Well, that. We can sort of predict what we're going to get, can't we?
Yeah.
We're going to get Assassin's Creed. We're going to get Star Wars. We're going to get Just Dance. We're probably going to get bloody Rabbids again. So it's it's the same.
There might be some surprises.
Some Skull and Bones DLC maybe.
I think we've
Because
got
the game goes so well.
Yeah. I think they might have to. I mean, they are. I mean, to be fair, I've just said they don't change, but I think they have had a sort of like they've had a. They've talked in the last few months about going. Okay, we've changed our focus. We've gone back to doing what we do best, which is single player, open world games. So they might be going. We're doing this. Here's our new Splinter Cell. Or here's our there's something new, a new IP in there. So I think I'm a little bit optimistic. Division 3. Oh, we're looking forward to that.
I'd like that.
That's been cancelled, hasn't it?
No, the free-to-play thing. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
I reckon they're going to introduce new stuff for X-Defiant as well.
Oh, okay.
That's my prediction.
And the Xbox, we sort of know we're going to get the Starfield DLC, big bet. We know we're going to get the Call of Duty thing. The rumours are the Doom and the Gears of War, but after that, hopefully we'll hear about some of these other games.
Quantum Break 2.
Quantum Break 2, yeah.
Beyond Good and Evil 2, I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Oh, don't.
Everything you have to remaster.
Well, actually, something that wasn't announced at the showcase, Summer Games Fest, but was announced just before, was they're remaking The Thing.
Yes,
oh,
Dan.
yeah.
Yes, good. Talk about that. Yeah, I do.
I do remember that
and
on
that
the
was
old PlayStation 2. That was
a
good.
sequel. It was a sequel to the not that thing. It was a sequel to the film, I think, the original film, and it was a great game. So it's Night Dive who took the reins for System Shock, I think, which I've reviewed recently. So I can't believe that wasn't even in the bloody showcase, and it was just kind of dropped very quietly beforehand.
Yeah, that's a bit weird, isn't it? And there are lots of, you can find yourself, there's been lots of other, like James mentioned, the Gorilla showcase, there's been other showcases today. Yeah. There's millions of indie games, and they all look really good. So and interesting. So there are ones we won't cover, but because we're lazy, can only do 2 of these. But we're going to be back in a few days. I'm saying a few days. Neil might not get this podcast out till next week. So we don't know, do we? It could be 4 months. Yeah. So it might hopefully it's a few days, but we're going to be recording on Tuesday next week. We're recording on Saturday today. So thank you, gentlemen. We'll see you in a couple of days. And thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
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 Bye.
You've been listening to the official podcast of TheXboxHub.com. You'll be able to find all the notes of this show at www.thexboxhub.com/podcast. You can also check out our social feeds on Instagram and Twitter at The Xbox Hub, and search for The Xbox Hub on Facebook.